Hello everyone, once again this is Kroll Sentry with Champions Online. Here, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you this little bit of a funny thing. Unless they've removed it, flying right smack through the middle of the tree and scaring those birds gets you the perk Treed. I have no idea why. Now, even though the Jailhouse block is available, I'm actually going to go for the other one that we got initially, just as sort of a... just feel it's the better one to get out of the way next. It's usually how I do it anyways. We are in West Side number 1, which means that we could end up with a little bit of a problem with being... having other players have already done this one. Looks like they haven't. Otherwise, you'd have to wait for it to recharge, basically. Looks like we're going to be good today. Now, go ahead. Knock these guys out around him so you can talk to him. Otherwise, whenever they hit you, it can tend to interrupt you. And you'd have to do it anyways. He will not move as long as there are any enemies near him. It's just true what they say. No good deed goes unpunished. I was just doing my job when I put all those maniac gang members in jail. But now these guys are out for payback and blood. So thank goodness you were here. Didn't you just say that? I think those maniac gang members spent all their time in jail plotting horrible things to do to me once they broke out. I think he's panicked. Can you help me get away from these guys? Those maniacs told me they intend to break every bone in my body. Can you blame me for wanting to put scum like that behind bars? Did you just say it was just your job? Right. Anyways, for a long time when you first got him out of there, he'd just stand there and cower for the first little bit as if there was someone there for about 10-15 seconds. You can actually clear out some of the enemies before you enrage them. Keep in mind that can be a little risky, as if you don't know where the ambush points are, they may appear in the middle. They can attack him. And if he's defeated, you have to start over again, and he doesn't have much health. But I don't think this one actually has any direct ambush points. At least it hasn't for a long time. Where they'll just like spawn in enemies right on top of you or something like that. Now the maniacs are another gang member type out there. So these ones are all about trying to be as crazy in appearance as possible. I think it's more of an act in their case, because real insanity has nothing to do with this stuff. People who really do have mental illness aren't even going to come close to looking like this. Not remotely. But people have all these little things. They get all scared about that someone acts a little different. Jeez. Well, when has our society not been against someone who's different? Again, one minority or another. Sorry, I get a little bit worked up over it because I've seen how much damage it's done. Oh well. Anyways, so this guy's going to go ahead, and I think it's around the time he crosses the street here, it's going to count as mission complete. Yeah. Don't worry about the cars. They can't actually hurt you. And you can't hurt them either. Alright. So that one's done. Simple enough. Could turn that in, but let me just go right on over and just see what we can do about getting the next mission done in line. Now this one is not really going to be stealthable because we've got several glowing objectives. Well, people tended to call them glowies back in City of Heroes because they, well, glow. They do that to try to make them easier to spot. Not all of them are set to glow, though, and that just can make it a pain. I don't think there's anything in the first room, if I remember correctly. Oh, that right there, that coffer is actually a crafting thing, but it's usually for level 20, I think? Nope, this one they made it so you can use it. Anyways, there's a lot of times when you'll be too low of a level to actually use those. But that got some of the items, and that actually helps. Finding those is how you rank up your brain. Brain. I can't remember the word. Crafting skills. Sheesh. Sometimes my brain drives me nuts. Alright. So, let's go ahead and blast these guys out of the way, and I can see the first suitcase. Little white suitcase that we're going to have to pick up. And go ahead and grab that heal, so I'm at full power anyways, going into the next fight. There we go. Sometimes when you can come up with a new game, things are better, and sometimes they're worse. So when you see like those little power-ups pop out that you can go pick up, well, City of Heroes was the previous game. In City of Heroes, you had a little bar where you had a whole bunch of these You could store a whole bunch. I think a maximum somewhere around 25 or 30 in what they call inspirations. And then you could combine those. You could potentially like get rid of some of your old ones in order to get a different one, different type. You could buy only the basic types, that kind of thing. And so you could use that to be able to get what you needed as a temporary boost when you needed it. But you can't really hold on to them. They're just used immediately the moment you pick them up, and you have to pick them off the ground, whereas previously you didn't have to take time to loot. In City of Heroes, there's no looting time. It's automatically goes straight to your inventory whenever you should get loot dropped. So there's no fighting over loot or anything like that. It just goes straight to whoever it would automatically get as just a randomization. So, and it's your loot and yours is counted for you alone type thing. So that actually helped a lot of it to just kind of keep things organized. All right, we are done with this mission. So even though we couldn't stealth it, that one was a short mission anyways, which is nice. Don't have to all be long missions. Oh, I just got another mission. What did I get? Oh, right, the Onslaught agents. Do I want to do that or not? I don't think I have time in this video anyways. I might do it once. I'm not sure I really want to. In fact, well, I should do it once. It's just that I don't particularly care for it, because it's more grind after a bit, as you'll see. But probably not in this video either way. This is well done. We've secured them a bit better this time, I think. So the Maniacs were behind the breakout. I have to say, I'm surprised the Maniacs were this well organized. And the next one. You've certainly earned the gratitude of George Kruger. Never hurts to have a lawyer on your side. Next time some supervillain claims you sprained his pinky and tries to sue the costume off your back, George will be handy to have around with legal advice. I am a superhero. If I don't want to be sued, I just disappear. I mean, you know, we're not legalized, technically. Oh well. Actually, in City of Heroes, you are legalized. But this is Champions Online. Let's see. Word of the Weasel. I'm trying to run down information on the escalating Westside gang violence, but all my usual informers have gone into hiding. Leo's Bar is always a good place to pick up underworld gossip as long as you are even properly disguised. But if anybody even suspects you are a superhero, you'll be lucky to get out of there alive. Look for Albert Tudbury, Albert the Weasel as he's sometimes called. He's particularly loquacious once he gets a drink or two in him. You know where Leo's Bar is, right? It's just southwest of the city jail. And the next one. The Maniacs have long been one of the most chaotic gangs, which gave the MCPD an advantage. This much organization can only mean bad things for the people of Millennium City. The breakout not only created the chaos they love so much, they're using it to recruit. I can only guess that they want the most ruthless and dangerous hoodlums to bring into their ranks. And what better place to find those unsavory types than in jail? Or than jail. One of the escaped convicts you took down made a deal with George Kruger, so we know where the Maniac's recruiter is going to be meeting some potential members. More we think the what? Trying to figure out the grammar on this one. More we think the recruiter is one of the Maniac's leaders, Zoe Loft. If we can take her out, we might be able to stop this madness before it spreads further. Okay, so I think it's this, the more, is what maybe was what meant, or maybe it's just a different way of saying the same thing, I don't know. Sorry, that one caught me off guard a bit. Oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna fly on over to where I got a mission popping up here. Maybe I missed it. Too far? Ah, yeah, it was too far. Right here. Onslaught Agent.
Hello, hero. I'm sure you've heard what we've been up to on the streets. Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
Have you heard about supervillain Onslaught? I've got what you need. Care to experiment with one of my Onslaught supervillain devices? Come on. The power rush is amazing. You'll forget about any heroic tendencies when it fully kicks in. Tell you what, each day you come to visit me, I'll give you a device for free. Try it out, and if you like it and want more, we'll work out some sort of business arrangement. Would that work for you? Good. Thought so. Have you heard about supervillains? Don't like all the rampant destruction being caused by the onslaught supervillains? Well, perhaps we can help each other out. After all, I can't help but feel somewhat responsible for unleashing these juggernauts upon the world. Take down the onslaught supervillains rampaging around Millennium City, and I'll help you acquire some gear so you can fight the good fight.
Yeah, I don't really like this. I'm probably not even going to do it because I don't play villains, and you'd have to be a villain to really do much.
I've got one. Want to play the supervillain? Then show me what you can do. Take down player heroes and onslaught targets around Millennium City. You do enough damage, I'll give you a little something for your time. Have you heard about anyone can grab an onslaught device and become a supervillain? And anyone can get in the path of a supervillain's fist. But to do both regularly, that takes dedication. I like rewarding dedication. You think Telios built this clone army in a day? Do this, and I'll have a little something extra for you.
Yeah, these guys are clearly not very well disguised Telios clones. Telios being one major supervillain who has a clone army of himself.
Have you heard about supervillain onslaught? I've got what you need.
Let's see.
Supervillain onslaught allows you to get a device that temporarily transforms you into a mighty supervillain. Once you become a supervillain, you will be extremely powerful. But you'll need to deal with all the pesky superheroes trying to stop your rampage through Millennium City. Once you're defeated, or the device wears out, you'll return to normal.
Yeah, I'm going to skip it, but I'm just going to let you see what it's about. You'll get a chance to see more later.
As an onslaught supervillain, you earn villain tokens by defeating player heroes and taking out targets of opportunity around Millennium City. You can spend villain tokens to earn onslaught gear available in my store. As a hero, you can earn Guardian tokens by defeating onslaught supervillains. You can spend Guardian tokens to unlock new playable onslaught supervillains available in my store. Have you heard about supervillain onslaught?
And of course, naturally, they have this central thing they say whenever you get to here. See, oh yes, you look familiar.
What? Just because I look like the handsome and intelligent cloning genius Telios doesn't mean that I'm one of his agents. These supervillain devices just fell off the back of a truck. Yeah, that's it. A truck. Have you heard
and frequently asked questions. How long does it do? They last 30 minutes if you don't get defeated and to activate it. Basically, it says, yeah, you have a window of 30 minutes in which to use it. After that, the device expires and you need to get a new one. Switching instances also cause the device to expire. How long does the transformation last? 15 minutes. So you have up to 15 minutes to position yourself, basically. What if I end the supervillain transformation early by other means? There are other methods of ending the transformation out early, removing the device from your device tray, changing builds, changing instances, etc. While these technically work for ending the transformation early, it causes the genetic exhaustion penalty, leaving you unable to use onslaught devices again for 1 hour. So you can't just turn them off and back on again whenever you want. So.
Have you heard about...
Later on, you'll probably get a chance to see what players are doing, and I can point out what they're for. For example, on the map, you see it has onslaught target. That's where you can go beat up, basically, the good guys. Now, why in the world would a superhero be willing to specifically use a device that is known to be, of all things, turning them into a super villain and cause them to do villainous things? Why would they purposely choose that if they're still a hero? I mean, basically, it's pretty far-fetched, to be honest. It's more of an excuse to get people in the PvP, because there is already a bunch of PvP in the game, and people don't really care for it. I'm just scanning over to see if I have anything of value here. Doesn't look like I do. And then I'm going to need to... Okay, I'm going to pull out that particular healing item. It's probably the best one to fit in here, and get the Maniac Hollow Inducer. And we'll continue with these later on. Oh, Well, if you really want to be defeated now, I can do that for you. Anyways, I'll see you next video.